Hello children. Today we are going to learn about another animal tissue which is muscular tissue. Which is it? Muscular tissue. Now it is also called as muscle fibers. Muscular tissues can be also called as muscle fibers mainly because of its structure as in functions. Okay, muscle fibers it is very long, elongated. It is long and they are highly elongated with pointed ends and they are contraction എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു property ഉള്ള കാരണമാണ് they are called as muscle fibers. These muscle fibers have some very peculiar special properties which are excitability, conductivity and contractibility. Excitability എന്ന് പറയുമ്പം to get activated upon receiving a signal. Conductivity എന്ന് പറയുമ്പം to carry that signal from one place to another. Contractibility എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ to contract and relax. To contract and relax. അതാണ് contractibility. These three properties are very peculiar to muscle fibers. And this contractibility, this property of contractibility is present in muscular tissue because of the presence of some special proteins called as actin and myosin. Actin and myosin. Contractibility എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ the ability to contract and relax. Contract and relax. അങ്ങനെ contraction and relaxation നടക്കുന്നതുകൊണ്ടാണ് we are able to move our hands, move from one place to another, etc. Now, this contractibility property അവർക്ക് ഉള്ളതിന് കാരണം എന്താ? Because of the presence of some special proteins which are actin and myosin. Actin and myosin. This is very important. This comes in your 10th standard also. Okay. Now you take one muscle fibers. One muscle fibers is made up of many small myofibrils. For example, if you take this as one muscle fiber. Okay, take this as one muscle fiber. It is in turn containing many long fibrils called as myofibrils. Okay, it contains many myofibrils. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നത് muscle fibers are in turn made up of many long fibers called as myofibrils. Now, what is the function of this muscular tissue? Without the muscular tissue, movement and locomotion is not possible. Muscular tissue helps in movement and locomotion. Movement എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? Now I am moving my hand. Okay, this is movement of hand. Locomotion എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ the movement, if displacement is there, that is locomotion. ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് നിന്ന് അടുത്ത സ്ഥലത്തേക്ക് പോകാനായിട്ടുള്ള എബിലിറ്റിയാണ് locomotion എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Moving from one place to another place is locomotion. Movement is just shaking my hand, moving my leg and all. Alright, so this is the general idea about muscular tissue. Let us look at the different types of muscular tissue. The three types of muscular tissue are striated muscular tissue. See children, I don't have enough space, that's why I have written empty for muscular tissue. Alright, striated muscular tissue, smooth muscular tissue and cardiac muscular tissue. These are the three types of muscular tissue. Let us discuss each one of them separately. Striated muscular tissue. Now, where can we find this kind of muscular tissue? They are found in the limbs in the sense hands and leg. Those are called as limbs. If നിങ്ങളുടെ body limbs എന്താണെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ hands and legs ആണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ limbs. Okay, the muscles of limbs, the muscle of tongue and all other muscles which can be moved by your conscious will. എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ നിങ്ങൾ വിചാരിക്കുമ്പം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന നിങ്ങളുടെ ബോഡിയിലുള്ള എല്ലാ മസിൽസും are made up of striated muscular tissue, because of which striated muscular tissue is also called as voluntary muscles. Okay, they are the voluntary muscles. Any muscles in your body which can be moved based on your will. നിങ്ങൾ വിചാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന നിങ്ങളുടെ ബോഡിയിലെ മസിൽസ് ഒക്കെ striated muscles ആണ്, or otherwise called as voluntary muscles. Now, they are also called as skeletal muscles mainly because these muscles are seen attached to the skeletal system of the body. നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്കെൽറ്റനോട് അറ്റാച്ച് ആയിട്ടുള്ള മസിൽസ് ആണ് കൂടുതലും striated muscles ഉള്ളത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് അവരെ നമുക്ക് വേറൊരു പേരും കൊടുക്കാം, that is skeletal muscles. When observed under the microscopes, it is observed that these muscles have light and dark, 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 like this. Light and dark striations are there. Just strips and light and dark strips പോലെ മൈക്രോസ്കോപ്പിലൂടെ നോക്കിയാൽ കാണാൻ പറ്റും. They show dark and light striations when observed through a microscope, as you can see in the diagram over here. Okay, because of this, that is why they got the name striated muscle tissue. Striated muscular tissue, because when observed under the microscope, they show dark and light striations. Okay, now looking at the structure, they are long. They are long and they are cylindrical. They are cylinder shaped. Okay, they are unbranched. Unbranched in the sense ഒറ്റ സിംഗിൾ ആയിട്ടാണ് അതിൻ്റെ സൈഡിൽ നിന്ന് വേറൊരു ബ്രാഞ്ചിങ് ഇതുപോലെ ബ്രാഞ്ചിങ് ഒന്നും കാണുന്നില്ല. They are unbranched. Okay, and multinucleate. Multi means many. Nucleate means nucleus. So they have many nucleus in a single fiber. Okay, if a single fiber എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 1 2 3 4 5 many nucleus are there. These round shape, oval shape structure, what you see is the nucleus. So when you discuss about this their structure, they are long, cylindrical, unbranched and multinucleate. They have 3 names: striated muscular tissue, skeletal muscular tissue, voluntary muscular tissue. Okay, this was about striated muscular tissue. Let us move on to smooth muscular tissue. Now moving on to smooth muscle tissue or smooth muscular tissue, where can we find them? The wall of visceral organs. Visceral organs എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ your internal organs നെയാണ് visceral organs എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay, wall of visceral organs. So muscle tissues which are found surrounding your internal organs. Muscle of foot pipe and the alimentary canal. Muscle of foot pipe എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ foot pipe is nothing but the esophagus. So the muscle which is found in the esophagus and also throughout your alimentary canal, throughout your digestive system, അവിടെയുള്ള muscles. Muscles surrounding the blood vessels, muscles found in the eye and under your skin and all these muscles are smooth muscular tissue. Now basically because these muscles are not under the control of human beings, not under the conscious control of human beings. നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളുടെ വയറ്റിലെ മസിൽസിനൊക്കെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ? നിങ്ങളുടെ ബ്ലഡ് വെസൽസിനെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ? ഇല്ല. So these are not under the control of our conscious will, and hence they are also called as involuntary muscles. Now when observed under the microscopes, these kind of muscular tissue do not show any striations, dark and light striations, hence they are unstriated and smooth in appearance. Smooth in appearance ഉള്ളതുകൊണ്ടാണ് they got their name smooth muscular tissue. Now looking at their structure, generally they are always arranged in layers. ഇതുപോലെ ഇങ്ങനെ ലെയറിലായിരിക്കും അവർ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. Okay, they are small and spindle shaped. As you can see here, the shape is a bit different from what you have learned in the previous muscular tissue, which is cylindrical in shape. Here it is spindle shaped. At the ends it is pointed. Spindle shaped, ends are pointed. Okay, they are small and spindle shaped, and also they are uninucleate. They have only a single nucleus in them. Earlier we understood that striated muscular tissues are multinucleate. They have many nucleus in them, but whereas here it is uninucleate. Okay, so I hope you understand the difference between striated muscular tissues and smooth muscular tissues. We shall move on to cardiac muscular tissue. Now the last muscular tissue we are going to discuss is the cardiac muscular tissue. Now this is a special kind of muscular tissue found only in the heart. Okay, these are found only in the heart. Now looking at their structure, they are cylindrical and striated. They have striations. They are cylindrical and striations, just like the striated muscular tissues. What you see here are small striations, not as peculiar as found in the striated muscular tissue, but yes, you can find dark and light striations here also, and they are cylindrical in shape. But they are uninucleate and involuntary like the muscular tissue. They are uninucleate. What you see here are the nucleus. Okay, they are uninucleate and involuntary. They do not, heart does not beat under your control, does it? Try stopping your heartbeat. Can I do that? No, so it is involuntary. And they are branched. In striated as well as in smooth muscular tissue, we did not see branchness, but here it is branched. What you see here is the branching. One fiber branching, another fiber branching. Okay. Now these show rhythmic contraction throughout life. Our heart is constantly and continuously beating യെസ് നൗ ദാറ്റ് ബീറ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ശരിക്കും ഒരു റിതമിക്കാണ്, ഒരു റിതമിലാണ് അത് നടക്കുന്നത്. ഒരു കോൺട്രാക്ഷൻ റിലാക്സേഷൻ ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് അൺടിൽ യു ഹാവ് ലൈഫ്. ഓക്കെ, ഇറ്റ് ഡസ് നോട്ട് സ്റ്റോപ്പ്. അത് നിന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നെ നിങ്ങൾ മരിച്ചു എന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. Okay, so it shows rhythmic contraction throughout life, and through this rhythmic contraction they are pumping and distributing blood to different parts of the body. This is cardiac muscular tissue. So the three muscular tissues are striated muscular tissue, smooth muscular tissue, and cardiac muscular tissue. Okay, the last and final animal tissue that we are going to discuss about is nervous tissue. Okay, nervous tissue is made up of nerve cells or neurons. They are nerve cells or neurons, and they are the longest cell of human body. Nervous tissue is made up of nerve cells, also called as neurons, and they are the longest cell of human body. Neurons are the structural and functional unit of nervous system. This nervous tissue gives rise to a system in the body which has a peculiar function, and neurons are the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Just like you take the example of an organism, you say you define a cell as a structural and functional unit of an organism. അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ഒരു nervous systemന്റെ basic unit എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ it is the neuron. Okay, and these neurons combine together to form what is called as a nervous tissue. Now, what does this nervous tissue do? Try touching your ear. Touch your ear. Are you able to feel it? Now tell me, children, will you be able to feel if you're pricked by a thorn? Yes. What if you touch a hot pan? Yes. All these senses you're able to feel, aren't you? These are the different senses. If there is a food cooking in nearby, you will be able to feel it. You will sense it. Yes. All these are because of the sense organs in your body. How are these sense organs able to do that? Because they are connected to the nervous tissue or the nervous system of the body. These sense organs, just below them, contain neurons or nerve cells. And these neurons or the nerve cells receive a signal and transmit or conduct the stimulus to different parts of the body. ഇപ്പം ഞാൻ പറയട്ടെ, നിങ്ങളൊരു പാൻ ടച്ച് ചെയ്യുമ്പം at the end of your fingers you are sensing temperature, very high temperature. Now that temperature is a stimulus, ഒരു സിഗ്നലാണ്. That signal in the form of electrical impulse. That signal in the form of electrical impulse, or also called as nerve impulse. Our നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന ആ സ്റ്റിമുലസ് ഇൻ ദ ഫോം ഓഫ് ഒരു ചെറിയ വെരി 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 ലോ ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ വോൾട്ടേജ് ആണ് കേട്ടോ. ഇവയാണ് ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ ഇമ്പൾസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നെർവ് ഇമ്പൾസ് ഇസ് ക്യാരീഡ് ബൈ ദി ന്യൂറോൺസ് to our brain. Okay, these nerve cells between your fingers and between your brain, in your hand there may be lakhs and thousands, millions of nerve cells may be there. These nerve cells carry the nerve impulse along them, and finally the message or the signal, this impulse reaches the brain. Once it reaches the brain decodes the message and sends a message back to your fingertip or your hand to immediately remove the hand from the hot pan. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ your finger will burn. Yes, so this is a response to the stimulus. Every organism, one of the peculiar feature of every living organism is its ability to respond to stimulus. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഹോട്ട് പാനിൽ ടച്ച് ചെയ്തു, അതൊരു സ്റ്റിമുലസ് ആയിരുന്നു. ഞാൻ എങ്ങനെയാണ് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ബൈ റിമൂവിങ് മൈ ഹാൻഡ് ഓർ വിഡ്രോയിങ് മൈ ഹാൻഡ്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് മൈ റെസ്പോൺസ്. ഇഫ് ഐ ഡോണ്ട് റെസ്പോണ്ട്, ഐ എം നോട്ട് എ ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീയിങ്, ഐ എം നോട്ട് എ ലിവിങ് ഓർഗാനിസംസ്, ഐ ഡോണ്ട് ഫീൽ പെയിൻ ആൻഡ് ഓൾ. Okay, so this is the function of nerve impulses, to carry the electrical impulse or the nerve impulse across it, or in a way you can say that they are helping in communication. ഒരു വയറാണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ മൊബൈൽ നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് ഇല്ലേ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇലക്ട്രിസിറ്റി ക്യാരി ചെയ്യുന്ന വയർ, അതുപോലത്തെ ഒരു നെറ്റ്വർക്കാണ്, ഒരു കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ സിസ്റ്റമാണിത് നമ്മുടെ ബോഡിയിൽ. ഓക്കെ, now let us look at the structure of neurons. സ്ട്രക്ചർ ഓഫ് ന്യൂറോൺസ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. So this is how a neuron looks like. This is how a neuron looks like. Now, just like any other body, the neuron has a cell body. It has a cell body or the soma. Okay, this is the soma where the cytoplasm is present. Okay, it is called as soma. Now, what you see here like finger-like projections at one end, these are called as dendrite. What are they? That is the dendrite. And this becomes the nucleus. Here what you see, this long, from here to here, the long thread which is extended, it is nothing but the axon. What is it? Axon. And these are axon ending, the place where axons end, or also it can be called as nerve ending. It is nerve ending. So we have the nucleus, we have the soma, which is nothing but which contains the cytoplasm, and these dendrites and axon endings also called as nerve endings. So whenever a message or a signal is received, the signal is received by the dendrites. Okay, the signal is received by the dendrites. So from the dendrites, the message enters into the neuron and reaches the cell body. From the cell body, it travels along the axon and finally reaches the nerve endings. At this nerve ending, another axon will be there. Sorry, another neuron will be there. Here, ഇവിടെ തന്നെ പുതിയൊരു വേറൊരു ന്യൂറോൺ ഉണ്ടാവും. ആ ന്യൂറോണിൻ്റെ dendrite again receives the message. അങ്ങനെ പാസ്സായി പോകും. So, you consider this as one neuron. ഇത് ന്യൂറോണിൻ്റെ dendrite, ഇത് nerve endings. ഇവിടെ അടുത്ത ന്യൂറോൺ. So they're just lying just beside each other and just behind each other, and the information from the dendrite reaches through the axon, reaches the nerve endings and is passed on to the dendrite of the next neuron, and from here it passes through the axon, reaches the nerve endings, again it continues as such. Okay, this is the structure of neuron. The structure is very, 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 very important, not only for your 9th standard but also in your 10th standard. It has been repeatedly asked. Okay, so make sure you study the structure of this.